Hello everyone, Cricket and Corky's Clubhouse here, coming at you with another unboxing video. Big box over here in the corner of the screen. This is a very cool, unexpected unboxing. I've kept this pretty quiet. I haven't really told anybody. So I just didn't want to jinx it. It's one of those where you're like, is it too good to be true? Is it real? Is it not? Did I get scammed? I don't know. But we're gonna find out, because first off, the box came and everything. I don't think I did get scammed, but you know, you just always worry about that stuff because it does happen. It does happen. And this was a private purchase. It wasn't done on the secondary market. So through my socials, my wonderful socials, like here and over on TikTok, I meet a lot of really cool people, hear a lot of really interesting stories of people's talking animatronic dolls from their childhood or whatever, whatnot. But this particular item was found at, I think, a flea market, and the person knew that I collect these, and yeah, basically got it and then offered to let me buy it. So I'm very excited. It's one of those kind of like unicorn things where you're like, you know, how many times can lightning strike? But we're gonna open this box and see. I have a little table there. You probably can figure out maybe who's in the box. Maybe with who's behind me here. And I do, you know, I have the air conditioner, and, you know, I like to turn it off because it's obviously noise no one wants to hear. But I will tell you what, you probably, maybe some of you are experiencing this too, but in the southeast, it is hot right now. We are definitely in summertime. We got to high 90s today, almost 100 degrees. So it is very hot. So this room will heat up super quick. So, yeah, we're gonna not move quick because I want to take my time, but it's gonna get hot. So hoping I'll turn the air back on. Wow, and there is the box, and it is in. I knew the box was in horrible shape, but it's just, I'll take what I can get when it comes to this box because it's so rare. But it is. I was hoping, because I have the box. I have one of the boxes, and it's very, very faded. And I was hoping that maybe this one would be better, but I'm gonna just say it probably is not. It looks a lot worse. It is pretty beat up, but it's still very, very rare. So it doesn't matter if it was in pieces and I had to put it back together. But without further ado, I'll see if I can slide it on camera. We know who that is. Just not usually see in the box. So, yep, you have guessed it. I have somehow gotten not one, not two, not three. 1, 2, 3 African American jewels. I have now secured a fourth one, which is just insane to me, because I can still count on both hands how many of these I have seen in the last 5 years, and they are very few in between. And the first one I paid a pretty penny for, and that was just by chance years ago, and I thought she was gonna be the only one I got. And then just through my socials and through the community, I've ended up getting the other two. The last one now has been a while, a year, 2 years or so, and she was in really bad shape. It took me months, if not a year, I had to pretty much rebuild her, and that would be Miss Cheerleader over there. She was just, I mean, when I mean completely rebuild, every single part inside of her had to be replaced. Her entire head mechanism had to be replaced, all the parts on the inside. So I had to keep reminding myself, the only thing that makes this particular jewel so rare and special is her skin color. So the African American skin color is so hard to find. So as long as all of that is okay, I know moving forward, it's not that big of a deal if she doesn't work. And I am almost 99.99% sure this girl is not going to work. And you will see why here momentarily. But I'm up for the challenge, and I'm so happy that I have the opportunity to save another one of these very rare Jill dolls. Okay, now this box is in such disrepair, I'm scared to even try to like pull the box. So let's see, I'm gonna just see what happens if I just lightly pull on the sides of the box, because you know Miss Jill is heavy, and I don't know how much, yeah, let's see, I don't know how much packing stuff is in here. And I don't want to tear up any of the artwork. So the box that I have is in really decent shape, but it's ultra faded. So the back is fine, but the front is ultra faded. This one isn't faded, but it is, oh God, I'm so scared. Damage something. I might have to go off camera here just a second while I shimmy, because there is a fan above me. Oh yeah, this box is bad news bears. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, now I've got to. This room is so small, I barely could lift her up to the ceiling. But we're going to try to set the box over here. Yeah. The box is not great. It looks like the person even was nice enough to put a ribbon around it, because I think the back has completely opened up. Like it won't even, I have to hold it. It won't even stand. So that's a bummer. Most people would have thrown that away, but I was like, please don't. She's really pretty on the front, though. I will say, mine is so faded. I've never seen the color. But what I was saying, as far as maybe she's probably almost most likely not going to work. If you look at the bottom, you see her shirt kind of has this weird coloration. That whole bottom of the box is waterlogged. So at some point in all of Jill's decades of being stored, she was somewhere and she got wet, and that water absorbed up into the box. And that probably means that there was moisture with Jill for a long time. The person I bought from even said she was super musty. So that musty means that, yeah, she was there. So if that's the case, that probably means all of her parts on the inside have been corroded, which is, like I said, unfortunate, but I'm up for the challenge. But yeah, I don't know. I have to research if it's possible to even restore a box. I mean, it's cardboard, but it's so pretty. Like, if that was not completely falling apart, that would be better than the one I have now. But also, you're just seeing the front. So scared I'm gonna rip something. Like, she's so heavy because she's still in there. I think it's better if I just actually get her out because this box is, like I said, falling apart, and she's very heavy, and I don't want to rip the box or her. Okay, so now she still has, it looks like, her inside part. So we're gonna see if we can move this forward here to this little table and see if we can maybe pull her out. Here is one piece of the inside that was not attached. I guess I could just undo this ribbon, and then she probably will just come right out. Let's see here. Oh, this box is so bad. Here, all right. Now let's see. Might have to, yeah, that ribbon is on there. I don't have scissors, but I do have a box knife. So I'm gonna just cut that ribbon off. I appreciate the extra piece. actually is still attached. I thought it would just flop open, but it did not. Yeah, that bottom is so bad. You can see this. This is all like rust. It's dry, obviously, now. Whenever this happened, it was a long time ago. But as you can see, just like look at the back. It's missing a big chunk. Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Jill boxes are hard to come by anyway, but this one will continue to elude me to get a good one. But like I said, happy that it even exists, because that is super duper rare. All right, so maybe I can. No, I was hoping I could maybe just pull out that inner piece, the inner liner, but it's hung on something. All right, I just wanted to like maybe slide her out that way, because it looks like, I don't know if I can just, okay, good. I can just pull her out. I didn't know she was like in there. Okay, there she is. Okie doke. Let's look. So she looks like she has her original slider that comes out, and this is like where her head goes, and all of the original ties are still in there. So that's good. That's a good thing. So really, I could probably try to restore everything, but it is unfortunate that this big chunk here is missing. Oh, there's the tape that was on the top that has her face. Yeah, this box. Ooh-wee. Ooh-ee-ooh. Just slide it to the back here. It won't even stand up on its own. So I can just put it back behind her here. There we go. All right. Okay, now, obviously I've not opened her, but I worked alongside with the seller, and they were really good at helping. We emailed back and forth, and you know, I sent them like pictures. I made a YouTube video that you probably all have seen. It is still on the channel, of how I properly send off a Jill, and it just makes it safest way you can send her, because I was getting so many Jills that had broken. I have to get the knife again. I was getting so many Jills that were broken, you know, that have the arms and legs broken. And normally that's not the end of the world. I mean, it is horrible, but you know, I have parts. But if this Jill, if she came with broken arms or legs, we're toast, because those can't be replaced. I don't have extra parts. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. But yeah, she was very kind and went through all of the work to make sure she was wrapped super well. You know, make sure the arms were extra wrapped, make sure the legs at the knee joints were super wrapped. So let's see if I can like maybe stand her up. I am excited because, you know, she's got tape back here too. Woo. It's already getting warm in here, just so y'all know. I'm starting to feel the burn. I don't know which side's what. Anyway, from the pictures I saw, she was super duper cute, but she does come with flaws, because for whatever reason, I think other than the first African American Jill I got from, you probably all seen her if you have social media. I think it was like D's, not D, I don't even remember the name now, but it was a doll shop, and the lady had one, and this was like right after COVID, and she was very, very old and didn't want to ship her, but you know, I talked to her on the phone. We eventually got to a point. I was like, if you can just take it down to UPS, they will do it for you, and I will pay whatever ridiculous overcharge they do for that. But anyway, other than her, every one of the African American jills I've gotten have been damaged. And this one, even with the moisture, I know of some other damage. And unfortunately, it's damage that I don't think can be fixed, but I don't know the severity of the cosmetic of it until I see it in person. Yeah, she packs her so nicely. Like, her legs are super secure. But you know, that still doesn't mean she's not broken there. It still could be a thing. I don't feel anything broken, but sorry I have to keep going off camera, but she is big and heavy, as you know. And we got a lot of pieces to get through. Oh. Here's her original outfit. Now she doesn't have, there she is. She's the real deal. There's that beautiful chocolate skin. And her arms made it, which is great. Yes. She doesn't have, obviously, a tape or anything. I just can't believe that she was hanging out at a flea market, y'all. Isn't that wild? African American Jill just hanging out at a flea market. It just goes to show you that they're still out there. I, myself, have never had much luck going to those places. I am in the South, and for whatever reason, it's never anything good. Maybe you've had some good experiences. I have not. Everything I've gotten has either been through the secondary market, you know, that we all know, Mercari, eBay, whatnot, or just friends, I guess I could say friends of Jill, that people have helped me, and I have people across the United States that know that I am the, I can't say world's largest Jill collector, because there's a guy in New Zealand who has more. I almost beat him. I was right there. And you're probably listening, sir, because I do know you still follow this channel, and and you're around. But anyway, I almost had more, but then I can't keep up with the maintenance, and that's why I started repairing them and selling them, because who am I to have all the Jills, and then also, because then it kind of makes me like he was, where he's keeping all of the Jills. And then also, it's just fun to get to share it, and so many people I've sold to have written me and said just how elated they are to have one, and how exciting it is, and how just she brings back memories, or just, you know, maybe they've never had a Jill and they bring the joy. So that's really, really special. And I will say, don't get too excited, but I don't need 4 African American Jills. I don't really need 3. I'm blessed to even have those, but I really was going by the back of the box, and on the back of the box for the display, there is obviously the original outfit, but then she's shown in the cheerleader outfit and the sleepover outfit. And I have those. So, I am going to repair her, and I don't know what the parts are going to look like, but, at some point, one of these 4, I don't know who yet, because I need to see how I feel about this girl. One of them will eventually find a new home. Yeah. So, don't know when that's going to be, but I don't need 4. I don't need to be that person. I already feel guilty having 3, because, like, nobody has these. But who knows when that day will come. All right. Oh, there she is. So lovely. Look at that. I love the neck brace. So I've taught people to add the neck brace on there. just so it can protect those neck pieces. Come here, Miss Jill. So she, yeah, get her neck wrap off. She made it. She is 100% standing up. Oh no, I love it. So, wow. She still has her blush. That's crazy. She still got her blush. You can't see her. Sorry, y'all. I miss the old days when I had more space to film. Well, this thing doesn't want to hold up. I don't want to knock the camera out of the thing, but here she is. Let's see, I don't think I can reach the light over anymore. I'm going to try to give you some spotlight. Oh, but she has her original blush, which is amazing. She's beautiful. Her hair obviously needs to be washed. It is very dingy. These are definitely the original curls. I hate to wash out these original curls, but yes, she needs it. Her hair, they were clever, right? They could have just literally made her hair the same as the Caucasian, but they made it super duper fine curly, which I love because that's more authentic. But yeah, I have washed 2 of the other ones, and it's a labor of love. So I don't know if it's going to pick up, and I wish I had better lighting here. But her flaw that I've never seen before, and it's actually not that big of a deal, is that she has some scratches on her vinyl. Yeah, it's not going to show up. She's even blurry in the camera here. There she goes. She has a little scratch right above her lip, which is very tiny, and there's a little scratch on her nose. Nothing obviously huge, but I'm going to research and see how I can maybe fix that, because she is gorgeous. Like, she has big, nice eyelashes. Her eyes aren't yellowed at all. There's nothing wrong with them. She has her blush, which that's crazy that you just never see the blush on them unless they're like new out of the box. So yeah, she is good to go. Now the real question, and the person I bought it from did not reveal the back. I was like, I don't know if there's corrosion or not. It wouldn't have mattered either way, but it would just be so helpful if it was not. But I don't have, like I said, let's see. Put her back over here. Every part of this is so fragile. That is amazing. There is no corrosion. That is, I think, the first out of all of them. Wow, it is shiny. I don't know if this Jill was played with very much at all. I mean, it's like mirror shining in there. That's a really good sign. Now, let's see. The tape deck, that looks good too. I don't know. There could have been a very good possibility. I don't see any rust. Maybe I see a little. There could have been a good possibility that they had her out of the box whenever that box got destroyed. Okay, so now, the moment of truth. If I can set her down here. Oh, I'm going to put some batteries in her. And we're going to give her a spin. Lots of tapes. It is getting very warm in here. Never good for the dolls either to have climate change like that. So I might actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to turn air back on just for a minute, so you'll hear that. But I need to clean her tape head with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and then get batteries in. So we're gonna just fire this up for a minute while I do this work. I know y'all can still hear me if I get close. I am like it's so out of focus. Sorry about that. I am so excited about her battery pack being so clean. Like even the ribbon that that does the batteries is like pristine. She's just in really good shape. Okay. Yeah, we got to find batteries. Well, I brought some in. So, just so you know the process of working on Jill's. This is as far as I've gotten with making another Caucasian Jill ready to go. See the inside of her arm. She had a broken arm, so I had to go in and get the pieces out. But she looks dazed and confused. Haven't worked on her head yet. I always start off with just trying to get her going and get the motors in her arms going and her neck, and then next would be the head. So, but I'm new. I grabbed her because I know she has batteries in her because I've been working with her. Like I wish you could see, like this Jill doesn't have any corrosion, but I mean just even her ribbon, like her battery ribbon here is just so faded compared to this African American Jill's beautiful pink ribbon that has no kind of deterioration at all, like brand new from the box. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Jill. Learn to always put the battery case back on because those are easily breakable too. Okay. Making a mess in this little space. Kind of like filming a TV show. It looks like there's a lot of space. There is not. Like I am so compacted here. Okay, so I have the batteries in my pocket. They're unfortunately not new batteries. Don't think I have any new batteries, but this is just to see if she even powers on. But honestly, I'm feeling good. Feeling good here. Okay. Alright, we're going to start. You've all seen a Jill be loaded. I always make it so difficult with the sweater. Alright, so we're going to lay the ribbon here. Beautiful, beautiful ribbon. I always get nervous with... I'm not nervous with Jill anymore, but with this one, I'm always a little nervous. Goodness, I don't even have... Let's see. Oh, there's something cool with the box. Shoot, I forgot to show you. If I don't knock stuff over here. I've got bubble wrap and lights and all sorts of stuff everywhere. Okay. I didn't even have the matching battery, so we're gonna fix that problem. They make the double A batteries so hard to get in. Here we go. You hear that? That was pressure. They made that so tight. Okay, now we're putting in the D's. Sorry again, she's not on camera. Limited on space. But Silver lining, knock on wood, I might possibly be moving again, but this time we're looking at houses and I'm picking a designated room just for this, so it needs to be big. So my partner's stipulation is we have a pool. Mine is that I have a giant workshop / storage display museum, because this has been difficult. All right. Whew. Okay. Miss Jill is charging the batteries. Her legs sound great. Very excited about that. We're gonna set her down. I'm going to fix her arms. All right, Miss Jill. Turn her head. And we'll try to drop this down. Thoughts and prayers. Not bad. Okay. All right. Now we're going to turn that air off again. So now's the big moment of truth. Will she fire up? How does she look on camera? Let's pull her a little closer. Big box behind her. Okay. I want to get down on the ground with her, but I don't know if I'm going to have to grab her to stop her or what she's going to do, if anything. And then also I still want to show you something cool. Okay, moment of truth.
If you know me, I love to cook and bake things myself. Sometimes I even make up totally new recipes.
Can you believe it?
Do you ever do that? Well, how about if we try my recipe for Jill's electric bananas?
I can't believe
They're
it.
really good for you and totally delicious. Except, maybe you don't have any bananas in the house. Do you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Bananas.
Wow.
I can taste them already.
So,
I'm really proud of this recipe. I entered it in a contest at school and won 3rd prize. But you won't believe what the prize was. A 5-pound box of dried prunes. Yuck. Anyway, the ingredients for Jill's electric bananas are cornflakes, honey, cinnamon, and bananas, of course. I usually just slice the bananas into circles and then dip them in a little bit of honey. Then I sprinkle them with cinnamon and roll them in cornflakes, which are all crushed up in a bowl. That's all there is to it. You know, one reason I call them Jill's electric bananas is because the cinnamon gives them a sort of electric-y taste. But the other reason is because
up for the
it
first
goes
time
with the
in
song I wrote
20,
called
30
It's
years.
Electric. If you know it, you can sing along. When your battery's in need of a charge,
These are her original
you want
bands
to shine
too.
like a rock and roll star. Clear the static with some musical trance.
Sometimes I just gotta
Turn
wake
it
up.
on with the dynamite dance. Do the electric. Wave your arms and shake your head to the beat. Do the electric. That's the way to generate a whole lot of heat. Switch on a dance and treat. Do the electric. When you need a super energy boost, boogie with me and let your feet run loose. Blow your circuits in a dazzling flash. Make your move with this bionic smash. Do the electric. Wave your arms and shake your head to the beat. Do the electric. That's the way to generate a whole lot of heat. Switch on a dance and treat, electrify. Do the electric. Wave your arms and shake your head to the beat. Do the electric. That's the way to generate a whole lot of heat. Switch on a dance and treat. Do the electric. Do the electric. Wow, that was so much fun. You know, someday I think we should write a song together. A song about us being friends, okay? And maybe we could even start a rock group. Hey, speaking of rock groups, did I ever tell you that my cousin Mike has a band? They're called the Social Street, and they're really pretty good. They're even starting to get jobs playing at dances. Sometimes I hang out at the garage where they rehearse, and once in a while, Mike even lets me sing with them. You know, just for fun. Isn't that great? Hey, that reminds me. I was reading a magazine the other day, and there was this quiz that said, "Do you have star quality?" I guess it meant that some people were just born to be movie stars, and some people have to work harder at it. So since I really want to be a star someday, I took the quiz. But I won't tell you my score until you take the quiz too. Pretty sneaky, huh? I remember most of the quiz, so I'll just ask you the questions, and you can tell me your answers. Or if you're not in the mood for the quiz, maybe you'd like to hear my favorite new song. And I know, we could do a fashion show while I'm singing it. 'Cause you know me, I love to change my clothes about a zillion times a day. Either one sounds great to me, so you decide. Should we do the quiz or the fashion show?
All right. Now, get the tape out. If you're wondering why I continued playing her is, you know, she doesn't have an on-off switch. So I prefer to try to stop her when she does a prompt, because that means all the mechanisms have stopped themselves and the tape has stopped for that brief moment while it's listening. And also when you put it back in, usually it'll rewind from that point. So I always try to do that when I'm doing testing and stuff. Plus, you know, she hasn't moved in a long time. So wasn't that fantastic? The fact that she had that much movement. I was a little nervous about her neck. That's usually the one thing that works immediately. So I think just maybe with a good cleaning with iceberg alcohol will help maybe with that track there. And also, to be honest, she has old batteries in her system, so it could also be that. But the fact that she came on immediately, had great audio, played, you know, sounded good, looked good. She's always looked good, even when she doesn't work. But she also does the prompts, which is great. So her cassette deck and everything, I was worried about moisture, not an issue. Battery pack is beautiful, not an issue. Her arms both had a little movement. If you saw me doing this, what I was doing was trying to wake up the head motor, and it always usually needs to be replaced. But I saw a little bit of movement in her eyes, like her eyelids came down a little bit, which tells me the motors are good there. They just need new bands. Her arms obviously need new bands, but both of them move. So she's A+, you know, for her age. Again, I always stress to people, you know, that spend a lot of money on these Jills that people are out here trying to sell that say untested. Like, this is as good as it gets. Like, to get a Jill and have her even in that little bit of motion, in that audio, that's like A+. Most of the time, you get them and they don't work at all, or something else is missing or messed up. So she is going to be, beyond all the other three, the easiest to repair. If it just wasn't for that little lip mark there, which isn't a big deal, she would be flawless. But anyway, this video is going on and I have the air off, but I did want to show you this. I forgot. I love a little bit of history. Obviously she came from a flea market, but this is part of her inside box part, and someone a long time ago wrote inside of it. Let's see if that comes out good. Yep. So it says Black Jill from Toys R Us. I can't read where it came from, unfortunately. Something, I have to like really look at this. Something, but that's probably the location. 1988. 1988, y'all. And then this was interesting too. I don't know, they put the number, I guess, that was on the box, but they put $139.99, which was her retail, paid $99.99. So you remember these were going on clearance and on sale. They were just trying to get rid of them. So this Jill was purchased towards the end of Jill's run, actually after it had already, the plug had been pulled and they were already on clearance. But you know, it's interesting, $139.99 to $99. It's not that big of a deal in our world today. Wasn't a big price off, but still, how neat that someone took the time to write that. That kind of gives you a clue that they took care of her. I'm guessing, just looking at her must and her hair, and I think that she was maybe just a display doll. I think this was a collector that purchased her, not a kid. Just with this, or if it was for a kid, obviously the parent had intentions of them holding on to it. And I think that box is in horrible condition because I don't see any kind of moisture issue with her at all. I think the box was stored. I think, again, they were like, you know, like I do. I have all of these, but I keep the boxes, and they're in the attic. You know, and what if there's a leak in the attic? You know, something could happen. So I think that box was just stored somewhere that had an issue, either in a garage or an attic or a basement. Looks more like a basement, and I think she came from up north. Looks like maybe Michigan. So, yeah. But this is a 40-minute video, and I need to get the air back on, so I'm going to end it soon. But I am just over the moon excited. I don't think she was really close to what I had to pay for the first African American Jill I got. The other two were blessings. They were less, and this one she was expensive. I would not have paid this much for a Jill in any other circumstance. Maybe a brand new in the box Caucasian Jill, maybe at this point. But yeah, if it was just a regular one, I would have had to pass for sure. But you don't say no when you get a chance to purchase one of these at all. And she was, for what she was a great price. And I, again, am just excited. The condition of her is fantastic. So, you know, that goes back to when it's time for one of these to go, she's probably not going to be the one. Even with that tiny little lip issue, she has got everything else going for her. And the blush really just says it all. You just don't see that even on the Caucasian Jills. So I wish it showed up better on the camera, but it's very, very much there, and not something I see on the other ones. Not that they're faded, but you know, they've been washed and stuff. So even when I wash them, I have to be careful, because if I use goop and cleaner and then run a magic eraser over that, guess what's going to come right off? Those cheeks. Yeah, the color comes off because she's soft vinyl. But anyway, yeah, this ends this video. Thank you so much if you stuck along with me through this journey of the unboxing and all of my shenanigans with air conditioning and moving the camera. But yeah, I'd love to hear any stories. I think we have talked about Jill until we can't talk anymore. But I would love to hear your comments, what you think about Miss Jill here, and if you've ever found a Jill in the wild, as I call it, meaning just she's out there and, you know, antique malls and thrift stores and flea markets. Let me know. I'd love to hear that. I find all the history of Jill very, very interesting. So, all right, thank you so much. And again, if you're new here, if you came over from TikTok, I appreciate you being here as well. You get a more, you know, expanded version. TikTok can be like 2 minutes, but welcome. And of course, you know, if you're not a subscriber and you found my video, I'd love for you to subscribe. I do try to do videos when I can, when life isn't getting in the way. I was on a roll there for a while, but I've taken a little hiatus at this point. But I have lots more to show. And I love comments. I try to comment back with everyone and have those conversations with you. So that is all. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Say bye, Jill.